bar shows how it comes out of my upsetting die that I described in the last video. You'll notice on the left side of the screen that both bars are exactly the same size, and then the bottom bar gradually tapers up to be roughly 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Flat bit tongs are the most basic form of tong that a blacksmith uses. They're kind of a universal sort of tool. They're not really designed to hold any one particular stock, but if you don't have the right pair of tongs to hold something, people usually try to grab a flat bit pair of tongs and hold it with that. So even though they're a very unassuming looking pair of tongs, they're still a pair of tongs, and they're going to cause you the same problems that you're going to have when you try to assemble any pair of tongs. Forging a pair of tongs that are symmetrical is all about getting the offsets that define the sections of the tongs in the right place. The easiest way that I've found to measure these offsets is to have a ruler clamped right to the anvil. This one's made from a short piece of flat stock, and I've just filed inch and half-inch markings in the surface. The first offset that you need to measure defines the material that you're going to use for the jaws. For flat bit tongs, I usually use 1.5 inches as the first offset, but you can do whatever you like. The important thing is that you use the same setting when you forge the other half of the pair of tongs. To forge the second offset, you rotate the bar back 90 degrees and you line up the first offset right on the edge of the anvil. You'll notice that I placed the bar at roughly a 45-degree angle from the edge of the anvil. That isn't a critical angle. Anything around there will work just fine. The second offset defines where the jaws transition into the hinge area. In this heat, I'm just going to continue to forge that section. In this heat, I'm going to be punching the eye for the tongs. This is where my method of making tongs starts to differ quite a bit from the way you normally see tongs made. What I'll be demonstrating here is how you can forge the third offset in conjunction with shaping the eye. The traditional way of making tongs is to forge out the hinge block and then punch the eye in the center of that. This is just a different approach. It's not any better or worse, it's just the way that I do it. In this heat, I'm going to finish drifting the eye, and then I'm going to roll the hinge area over the edge of the anvil to form the third offset. And you'll notice how leaving the drift in the eye makes that possible. Next time we'll assemble the two halves.